America, land of the free, and home of the 47 presidents who will be duking it out in an epic battle royale of the ages.
On April 30th, 1789, the United States got its first ever president, George Washington. And since then, historians have been trying to rank the best. There's countless lists ranking presidents from their economic decisions to their foreign policy decisions to how well they were able to work with Congress and see which presidents were objectively the best. But none of those metrics matter right now. What the people voted on today, it was how likely they were to win in a fight. You got 45 of these guys, okay? That's a lot of guys. And we're going 1v1v1v1.
Now, this happens to be my favorite category, okay? I consider myself a slight American history, fan, but there are some people that I've never even heard of. And this question is interesting because it asks us to consider who would win out of all of these presidents in a fight. To the death, I don't know. I'm considering it that way.
My personal pick was Abraham Lincoln, mostly because I knew he had some sort of wrestling record before he was president.
Even though he isn't really popularly perceived to be the epitome of physical strength or anything like that, he was into wrestling when he was young, so I think he probably would stand a pretty good chance.
It was rumored that he fought 300 matches and only lost once, but that's a kind of a myth in and of itself. There's an interesting article just called Dispelling the Myths About Lincoln's Wrestling Days from Mike Finn that kind of dives deep into more of his wrestling lore.
Things got a little divided over the Confederacy, but despite him being a fighter, I might say the president who took it afterwards, Andrew Johnson, might have the best thought. Think about it. He was hated. It made him go crazy. Joker mode, even.
I can see why some others would get picked. I know George Washington obviously fought in the Revolutionary War, so he does have some combat experience there.
Andrew Jackson, I think he's kind of a sleeper pick, to be honest. This is the guy who literally beat his would-be assassin with a cane.
Andrew Jackson, now look, Andrew Jackson gets a lot of props for Battle of New Orleans and all that, but he didn't really do the heavy lifting in that battle. And then the Trail of Tears, a very questionable guy.
Is Andrew Jackson the only name that you can remember? Because, he was just awful, just terrible. I don't really understand why anyone would pick him. All he ever did was say, hey, I'm going to close down all the banks. And didn't even deal with its problems head on. You really think he's going to be winning a fight? I definitely think that, there are some people who are an automatic out in my mind. And that's just not, it's because I don't know who they are. I don't. It's not every president is that famous. And out of all the presidents that are famous enough that we can know about them, there are a couple that I just definitely it's not going to be you. I'm picturing everybody in an arena, Hunger Games style. And we're all fighting. Not we, I'm not doing this. They're all fighting. And so to me, it's about more than just your physical strength. To me, it's about are you crazy enough? Are you do you have it in your mind to do this?
I've actually had talks with my friends about this a few times on which one would win. Me personally, I thought Teddy Roosevelt. That man was a unit.
And I think Teddy Roosevelt just does. I think from everything we know about him, from the national parks, that he helped bring about.
We love our national parks. Thank you, Teddy.
And just he was incredible in Night at the Museum. I love those movies.
Rutherford B. Hayes. Look at that man. That man looks like he doesn't take damage.
I'm not listing all the presidents. Fuck you. Yes, I think it would be funny if you listed them all. Okay, you know what?
Tonight's contenders are as follows.
George Washington,
John Adams,
Thomas Jefferson, another famous one,
James Madison,
James Monroe,
John Quincy Adams,
Andrew Jackson,
Martin Van Buren,
William Henry Harrison,
John Tyler,
James K. Polk,
Zachary Taylor,
Millard Fillmore,
Franklin Pierce,
James Buchanan,
Abraham Lincoln,
Andrew Johnson, who is not Andrew Jackson, although their names are similar,
Ulysses S. Grant,
Rutherford B. Hayes,
James A. Garfield, I hate Mondays, Chester Arthur, I've never even heard of that guy in my life.
Grover Cleveland, first term.
Benjamin Harrison,
Grover Cleveland again,
William McKinley,
Theodore Roosevelt,
William Howard Taft,
Woodrow Wilson,
Warren G. Harding,
Calvin Coolidge,
Herbert Hoover,
Franklin D. Roosevelt,
Harry S. Truman,
Dwight D. Eisenhower,
John F. Kennedy, rest in peace,
Lyndon B. Johnson,
Richard Nixon, I am not a crook,
Gerald Ford,
Jimmy Carter,
Ronald Reagan,
George H.W. Bush,
Bill Clinton,
George W. Bush,
Barack Obama,
of course, Donald J. Trump,
Joseph R. Biden,
and Donald Trump again.
Yes, I was explicitly told to list all of their names out. Every single one of them. Thank you, Rich. I hope that was not too much for you all.
That wasn't too bad, actually. You know, I kind of listed them pretty smoothly.
We do have a couple runner-ups. The runner-ups were really important to me. They were really interesting, okay?
In 7th place, we had Ulysses S. Grant with 4 votes. I think that's pretty reasonable given that he was a general and everything.
Ulysses S. Grant, he was a war general, I'll give him that. Kind of a goat, but like, what did he do as president? Like, name 3 things, I mean, you know.
In 6th place, we had Andrew Jackson with 5 votes.
This is really stupid to me.
Above him, we had John F. Kennedy with 6 votes.
You know, he does really well at bringing down conflict, at making sure everyone has a level head. But you can't just sit there and look pretty and win. You know, I mean, it didn't even last too well for him himself. So there's no shot for him. Oh, I didn't mean that, but I just don't think he has a shot at winning this.
JFK, like, I feel like there's a way that you can work the assassination into it, but shout out JFK. That man was a real one. You know, he knew not to trust the Federal Reserve.
In 4th place, we had Abraham Lincoln with 10 votes.
I get it. He's really tall. I get it.
In 3rd place, we had George Washington with 11 votes.
And the thing with George Washington is that I just don't see this one at all. I'm so sorry to the 11 of you who picked George Washington. I don't get it. I mean, is it because he's the first president? Because that's really all he's got going for him. I don't know. I really just don't see why he would win. He didn't even have, like, real teeth. And, like, I don't see it. I'm not there.
In 2nd place, we had Barack Obama with 25 votes, which kind of surprised me. I guess he was reasonably young as far as presidents go, but he never really came across to me as much of a fighter.
Barack Obama will, like, come in clutch with the drone strike. His special move, he's calling in drones from the sky. It's going to be, like, absolutely crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, his super smash move. I think his smash, like, we might as well best envision this as a smash game with all the presidents.
With such a large and expansive roster of bright and colorful characters, expanding over almost 250 years, we have brought you the most expansive fighting game roster of all time.
I just don't feel like Barack Obama really has what it takes. I think that we're all suffering a little bit from recency bias because we're all pretty young. We all remember Barack Obama. He was kind of like the first guy who was like president when I became conscious of the world. And like, I get it. I get why you want to pick him. I get why you want to vote for him. I just don't think he's got it. I just don't think especially now. Have you seen those pictures of him pre versus post presidency? Like, he doesn't got it.
Barack Obama at number 2? You think he's beating Lyndon B. Johnson in a fight? I think that's racially charged. Lyndon B. Johnson, famously huge.
He was really tall. He was a big man too, and he was from Texas.
The crotch down where your nuts hang.
To me, it's also a mental game. And if you know anything about Lyndon B. Johnson, you know that he loved mental games. Does that make him a bad person? You know, who's to say? It did make him really effective as a president, and he did get a lot of things done. And a lot of it was with interesting psychological tactics, and I think that that's the exact kind of psyche that would help you win in this Hunger Games style arena that I am picturing. I mean, he pulled everything back together once JFK sadly passed away. And people were scared of him. People would leave conferences with him and they'd be like, I just voted for whatever he wanted because he was so scary. And I feel like we got to give him some credit for that.
Bill Clinton, George Bush, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden all got 1 vote. None of those 4 are winning. I'll tell you that right now. Joe Biden doesn't take a step.
I think that's all pretty accurate. I don't think any of those 4 are winning any fights anytime soon.
As for me, my personal answer to this question is FDR.
And then old Hot Wheels, you know. I think Hot Wheels could do a lot of damage.
On a more serious note, though, my top 3 picks probably would be Theodore Roosevelt, Andrew Jackson, and Abraham Lincoln, which I think were kind of implied by some of the things I said previously.
Not seeing any shout-outs for my boy Martin Van Buren. Shout out Martin Van Buren, the realest of the real. Alexander Hamilton, the best president, got slept on. That's crazy. You know, bro wanted to establish a bank, established a bank.
No Rutherford B. Hayes in the top 5. Are we for real? Are we for real right now? Really? Really? That man looks like he could kill you. I love Rutherford B. Hayes. I don't know. anything about him politically, but look at that man. Look at that beard. An extravagant man, truly.
And the winner for the U.S. president fight is...
Can we get a round of applause? Can we get some anticipation?
Theodore Roosevelt with 29 votes.
Undisputedly, Teddy Roosevelt is the guy that would kill the vast majority of other presidents. He's got his name and his face on Mount Rushmore and all that.
Teddy Roosevelt was giving a speech during one of his presidency campaigns, I believe it was. He got shot. He got shot in the middle of his speech. You know what he did? Do you know what he did? He delivered the rest of his speech. If I'm remembering this correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, the bullet got caught. And I think it was a pocket watch or a coin or something in his pocket, something like that.
He even said himself, "Friends, I shall ask you to be as quiet as possible. I don't know where you fully to understand that I've just been shot, but it takes more than that to kill a bull moose." That goes fucking hard, I'd say. Congratulations on Theodore Roosevelt for the win.
Teddy Roosevelt is the type of guy that would beat you up outside of a bar.
Even the name Teddy, that's a guy who would just win a fight. We all understand this. I think this is a victory that everyone can really be happy about.
Teddy Roosevelt was also part of some brigade on horses. I cannot remember the name for the life of me. I should have paid more attention in history class. But this man was a unit. An absolute unit.
I like the pick. He's no Rutherford B. Hayes, okay? But the man's durable, right? And I'll agree with them on that, all right? I'll let them have that one. Sure. To the people who voted, you're valid, I guess.